remember, a few years ago being on YouTube, being online, trying to decide what rod and reel combo I should buy first and second, and what line to put on it, how long it should be, what power, what action tip it needs to be. All that stuff gets pretty overwhelming pretty fast, and I just kind of wish I had someone to kind of guide me in the right direction to say, hey, try this out first. This will be your best overall rod and reel, and then try this next. And if you don't like that one, then I suggest this guy. Well, I am here to help you guys with that. So let's get started. What's up, guys? So welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. This video is going to be about building your first rod and reel arsenal. So this video is a part of a much larger series of videos called the Fishing Fundamentals. I have a playlist right up here. Click the little I and you can get to it. Do that after you watch all this video to see the rest of that playlist. So that playlist is going to be a series of about 30 videos that I'm going to be posting daily. So you're going to want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Now let's get to talking about building your first rod and reel arsenal. So a little disclosure here. These are obviously my personal opinions. The best rod and reel combo is obviously what's best for you and what you're comfortable with and what catches you fish. So in my opinion, your first rod and reel combo should be a bait casting combo. The rod should be 7 foot long. It should be a medium heavy power with a fast action tip. And the reel should have something with a 6-to-1 gear ratio. And it doesn't have to be exactly 6. It can be 6'3", 6'4", 6'9". Just as long as it's in the 6s, you'll be just fine. My line recommendation is P-Line Fluoro Clear. This is a fluorocarbon coated line. It is a copolymer line. And all that really means is it's got the fluorocarbon coating on the outside to make it a little more clear and also have a little less stretch than mono. So for this rod and reel combo, I do recommend getting 15-pound test. It'll be the best all around for what you're going to do with it. Kind of the reason I recommend this rod and reel combo first is because it can throw Texas rigs, jigs, shaky heads, spinner baits, and just about anything else that you want to do with it. It is a great combo that does just about anything you're going to want it to do. That's why it's one of my first recommendations for your rod and reel arsenal. So now we've already kind of built your first rod and reel combo, and it's a pretty stout guy and it's pretty all around. It's time to get a little bit more specialized, but still not super specialized yet. This one's going to be more of your finesse type technique. So when I talk finesse, I usually think spinning tackle. So this is going to be a spinning rod combo. I recommend somewhere in the 6'8" to 6'10" length. And that's because you just don't want to overpower your hook sets, because this is going to be a finesse combo and you are going to be using a little lighter line, so you do not want to break off all the time. So sticking to the rod, we probably will want a medium power rod with a fast or moderate fast action tip. That'll just give it a little bit more bend if you go with a moderate fast. That way you'll keep the fish pinned and he won't sling it out so easy. Once again, we're going to talk about the reel. Reel sizes. I would recommend a 3,000 size reel. You'll have plenty of line on that reel, and you'll also have plenty of torque against the fish. And I also suggest something in the 5s. Maybe a low 6 gear ratio. That way you just don't get too much speed and you're really not doing a finesse technique. You want to keep it kind of slow. So here you go with some line. I 100% recommend using a braided line as your main line. I prefer Suffix 832, either in a white or yellow color. Mainly for those colors is so you can see the line. Since you're using this for a finesse technique, you're going to be looking for line twitches. So being able to see that line is extremely important. And you're going to be using a long leader anyway, so don't worry about the line color. I do recommend using 15 to 20 pound test on your main line. And that's just to give it plenty of strength for if you want to up your leader size so you can fish something a little heavier. Now moving on into the leaders, you should already have some 15 pound test from our previous combo. I also recommend picking up some 8 to 10 pound test as well. If you're fishing really clear water, kind of stick to that 8 pound test. And if you're fishing kind of stained water, go up to that 10 pound and you'll be just fine. So kind of like I said earlier, this is going to be your finesse techniques. So it's going to be your drop shots, your Ned rigs, your small Texas rigs. You can use it for crappie fishing, or even I like to use it for small slab spoons. It really does keep those fish pinned and you don't lose very many of them. Once you get to the third rod and reel combo, that's when you really start building your arsenal the way you want to. So it's going to be really up to you from this point on. I'll give you a few ideas, but it really depends on the type of fishing you like to do. If you're fishing from a boat and like to do a lot of crankbaiting, you're going to want to pick up either another medium heavy or medium, depending on the size crankbaits that you're using. If you're using large crankbaits, you're going to pick up that medium heavy. If you're going to use a little smaller crankbait, the medium is going to be what you want, and you're going to want something that's got a moderate to moderate fast action tip to keep the fish pinned. And you're also going to want a little faster reel, 7 to 8, the low 8s preferably, to get that crankbait down. And the line choice, it's kind of up to you at this point. You're going to start learning more and more about fishing and what lines work at your lake. If you need to downsize your line because it's super clear water, hey, go ahead and do it. You're the expert at your lake. Let's just say you want to do some topwater fishing. So you're going to get a heavy power rod with a fast action tip. You're going to want some 60 pound braid on there. And you're going to want a pretty fast reel. You're going to want something, 7 to 8 range again. Probably in the mid 8s so you can get that lure back, especially if you're doing some walking with it. And the length is going to be kind of dependent on if you're just doing a straight retrieve or if you're doing walking. If you're going to walk it, you're going to want something maybe the 6'6" range. And if you're going to do straight retrieves, hey, let's stick to the little longer lengths because you're going to get some powerful hook sets. Like I said before, after the first two, it's really going to be up to you kind of what your third rod and reel combo are going to be. And you're going to start learning more and more about your lake and how to fish it and what techniques work the best. And you're going to probably want to divert toward a certain direction. Say you want to stick to more of the topwater type fishings. Well, don't forget to every now and then go look at a crankbait rod. Go look at a jig rod. Go look at a frog rod. Just try to keep your options open when you're out on the water because you never know. The next rod you pick up may be the one that catches you your new personal best. So I hope this video helped some beginner fisherman out there get some confidence into what rod and reel he should buy next. And I also hope that fisherman, whoever he or she may be, catches their next personal best on that one. But like always, until next time, get out there and go catch you some fish.